some Spider-Man, baby. Ooh, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. All right, so we have a lot of interesting things going on into the Spider-Man universe here. Tom Holland is now done recovering from his head injury that he had the other week. You know what was so funny? I'm not even kidding. This is not even me joking. The week that Tom Holland had that injury, where like they said he had a concussion, all that, and all. The next day, I had a family event to go to, and the father of my fiance came up to me, and he's, "Hey, is it is it true Tom Holland died?" Huh? What? He's like, "Yeah, Tom Holland died right on the set of Spider-Man." That's crazy. What are they gonna do with the movie? I'm like, what Facebook fake news are you falling for? Huh? I cannot be the only one. I feel like this has to be a constant thing that happens within the movie fan circles. Like I consider all you guys watching me right now to be kind of, big movie fans who know when to distinguish real movie news to fake movie news. But every now and then you'll have a family event, a family get together, or you're hanging out with your dumb cousin, and then they pull out the most atrocious Facebook news article that says, "And can you believe John Cena's the Terminator?" Yeah, John Cena's the Terminator now. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Oh, Will Smith is Popeye now. Huh. Can't believe they went woke with Popeye. And you're like, what are you talking about, man? No way to distinguish that. So that was just the funniest thing. I had to explain uh basically to my father-in-law that no, Tom Holland didn't die, and they're still making Spider-Man 4. Yeah, just just stuff that made me laugh so hard. I knew I it was like one of those Jim in the Office moments where I just had to look at the fake camera in my real life and go, okay, back to the the movie news here with Spider-Man though. All right, so we have a lot of interesting things going on. So let me pull up the bookmarks of it here. So one, they're getting into filming again. So here's some new photos of it. The suit's still looking sweet and awesome. And well, it looks like Tom was on set practicing for a big stunt or a big event, even some with photos with Destin Daniel Cretton, the director, and it looks like they were in the middle of filming some sort of breakout scene involving Michael Mando's Scorpion coming out of prison. This is exciting. This is interesting. So last week we could tell it's him getting busted out of prison because he's wearing the same prisoner outfit from the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Homecoming, which it is still blowing my mind. It took us that long, like 8 years to actually get that post-credit scene fulfilled. I'm mad at it because I just want to see it done. I think that's going to be such a cool scene to see him getting broken out of prison. I wonder who is behind it or who orchestrated it all, whether it was himself, whether he had outside help. I'm thinking there's got to be somebody who's maybe hiring a lot of these villains in the background, because we have heard there's a lot of villains in Spider-Man 4 involved, from Boomerang, Tarantula, Scorpion, Tombstone. Maybe it's Tombstone actually that broke him out of prison and is going to be having him on there. If you also zoom in, it's probably not seen all that well. He is going to be retaining scars on his hand, which I don't know if you guys remember. I've always said that's one of my prevailing theories for what will eventually lead him into the symbiote and make him our Venom. Because in this post-credit scene, a lot of people miss it, but if you look, his arm is messed up, dude. His arm has these bolts and screws pouring into it. I'm thinking that is going to be a big vendetta factor for this Scorpion and why he really hates Spider-Man, because he just messed up that arm to where maybe it's not as useful. Maybe it's always shaking, Doctor Strange style, or has random spasms, or maybe it's just like limp. Maybe it doesn't even move and it's just there, part of him. And here you can see he still retains a lot of those scars. You can see a bunch of scars on there going on. And right now they're not filming. He's obviously walking and moving it about normal. But I'm thinking that's like a key thing, a part of his Scorpion outfit that lets him fully retain his arm and move it around. That could be part of it. And then when he loses the Scorpion outfit, he gets the symbiote. Because remember, Scorpion Michael Mando, the actor, has posted two different photos where he is looking to be turning into Venom. Matt Gargan, he posted these two photos. This one on his Instagram of Scorpion turning into the and turning into his version of Venom, and then this other one where the symbiote was taking over. So I'm thinking that's the new post credit scene for this movie, is Scorpion becoming Venom. But hey, we'll see how that goes. I still just think it's awesome to see him in here, and knowing that there's going to be a prison breakout scene. And with Tom Holland on set, it looks like he's trying to stop the prison breakout, and maybe he's a little unsuccessful for that. So, really cool that that's happening. Then we got this. This just came about right now online. This is a crazy scene. So this is from Spider-Man Brand New Day. Look at all the crazy destruction on the street of New York. You have all these cars flipped around, destroyed, rubble everywhere, and tons of first responders, whether firefighters, paramedics. And the most interesting part of this video, so here you have Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and then as he's talking to a civilian, which I love that we're going to start seeing that in this movie. I think that's something that was slightly missing in a lot of the Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland's not just the fact that we were barely ever in New York, but we just rarely got to see him interacting with civilians and other members of New York. I know Homecoming had like a small sliver of it in the beginning, but something like this where like Spider-Man is talking to somebody who's on a stretcher and he's telling him, "Hey, you're gonna be all right, buddy. Everything's good. I'll follow you along." It's just something I like to see from Spider-Man, so I like that that's happening. But this right here, this is what's intriguing. We see Tom Holland walk, and it looks like a detective is then talking side by side with Spider-Man and filling him in with everything that just went on. Ooh, that is exciting for a couple of reasons here. So again, I would my first instinct is to think Yuri Watanabe, which we're thinking this movie takes a lot of inspiration from Spider-Man PS4, where again in that version, Spider-Man does have this relationship with the police officers of New York City, helps them out with cases, shares information, almost kind of like a Jim Gordon Batman situation. But their relationship eventually gets complicated when Yuri starts seeing the justice system failed and she eventually turns evil. Uh, Now that's where my mind was going, and I thought maybe that's what they'll do. And here's like Wraith, the evil version she becomes once she like stops believing in Spider-Man and his ways and turns on him and whatnot. It's still a really cool character, and I would not mind it if that's who it actually ends up being. But then I started some other people point out this might be the actress that they announced a couple months ago. And looking at her, although it's very far, that might be her. The actress from The Bear. Let's see, Liza. Uh, Not Liza Koshy. What was her? Liza Collins Zays. You guys remember? This is the actress that everybody thought was gonna be playing Miles Morales' mother. And for all we know, maybe she is. She might not be a detective in this moment, but I'm thinking that's who this character is. It has a real detective vibe for me because she's like in this suit. She's walking with purpose, and she's there then talking with Spider-Man, and it looks like they're kind of sharing details going on. I'm thinking that's her character, and she's going to end up playing some sort of detective and working with Spider-Man, and they're trying to solve a case or work together on stuff. That might end up being the case, who knows? But still, I think that's awesome. And even just putting Tom Holland's Spider-Man in a position where he is talking with NYPD, trying to get these cases solved, figure out what's going on. That's stuff I want to see for Spider-Man. I want New York to feel more like a character in Tom Holland's movie. So I don't know, a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm liking all these set photos and whatnot. You guys let me know what you make of it. Uh I see some people saying maybe she's still Yuri, but a race swap Yuri. Maybe that could still be the case, although Hollywood tends to not race swap too much a character that's already a certain race outside of white. But you never know. My theory is if it is Liza, then she's not Yuri, and she's instead just an original character, probably playing this detective helping Spider-Man. It'd be cool if she was real Morales in this moment. Maybe they do that instead of making Miles's dad the cop, Rio. Miles's mom is the cop this time, although that'd be kind of a big switch, though. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Might not even be a cop, could be a politician, could be somebody else with information. We'll see how it goes, but still, just so interesting seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man do all that.